Good morning, guys. It's Mufti Day at the Men's Health Clinic today. So I'm wearing my favourite jumper. Underneath this, I've got my favourite t-shirt on, which is an Alan Watts quote. Life is merely a Rorschach ink blot. Why are we having a Mufti Day? Well, it's an admin day, to be fair, because we need to catch up. It's been pretty chaotic. And amidst all of the chaos in this world, sometimes you need to take a step back, reassess, catch up, prepare, because when you are on the go 24/7 in our modern, busy, crazy, civilized, in inverted commas worlds, you do lose a sense of perspective, and your perspective becomes distorted. It's distorted by numerous things, but at the moment it's being distorted by the media and this proliferation of fear. So it's important to take a step back. Balance. Life is all about balance. Life is actually all about contrast in order to establish balance. Testosterone, an anabolic hormone. Conversely, cortisol, a catabolic hormone. Anabolic processes predominate at nighttime. Catabolic processes predominate in the daytime. You can look at it as testosterone helps you repair the damage that's occurred during the day to prepare you for the next day. So again, you need contrast in order to establish balance. So too much fear, too much stress, it needs to be balanced out, because ultimately there will be a negative consequence of too much cortisol floating around your body. Cortisol, the stress hormone, actually helps facilitate immunity. You need a level of inflammation in order to combat bacteria and viruses. This is the reason why people are being told not to take ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. The clue's in the title. It's anti-inflammatory. You need inflammation to fight bacteria and viruses. As a human species, we are so fixated. We've got such tunnel vision. We've lost sight of what's actually really important. So karma has a funny way of biting us on our asses for abusing what we should be doing and appreciating the fact that we're animals, not created in a laboratory, and realizing we should be eating real food, resting, engaging in physical exercise every single day. Every single day. Hormones follow a cyclical pattern, a 24-hour cyclical pattern. This anabolic versus catabolic. They don't care it's the weekend. They don't care that you need to go to work on a Monday so you don't have time. You're too busy working to look after your health. Had a guy the other day, ex-army, understands the importance of physical exercise, nutrition, stress reduction, etc. But he'd had a dodgy few months. Why? Well, a few exogenous things have been going on in his life. And what happens? It's rather peculiar that in times of stress, we appear to be slightly self-destructive. Why? We should be more disciplined in times of stress, because then you should realise how important looking after our well-being, whether that be physical or psychological, is in you being able to tackle whatever stress is going on in your life. Which is why during this pandemic I've been continuing to exercise, because the recognising that cortisol is important for immunity. It's all about contrast in order to establish balance. That is the key, that is the secret to well-being. This is the reason why we don't advocate supraphysiological levels. I feel great. I feel great until I don't feel great. It's taken me 45 years. I've lived the life of excess. Lydia says I always get a glint in my eye when I start talking about this, but I don't mean to. But I don't think you should ever have regrets. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. And my dear old mum says, it didn't matter how many times I told you, you had to do it yourself. I think that's the beauty of life, isn't it? It's all about experiences. But it's all about being considered and not abusing yourself too much, which we're all very prone to do. So this guy, few exogenous stressors, so lets his diet slip, turns to drinking a bit more, not exercising enough. What is it? Why are we so self-destructive? Is it the machine? Is it the fact that we can follow the path of least resistance to achieve maximum reward? So if I'm seeking a dopamine hit, what am I going to do? Am I going to put the effort in when I'm under stress? No. I'm going to have that chocolate bar. I don't eat chocolate, but as an example of sugar releasing dopamine. Because we are weak of mind, we've become soft. David Goggins, stay hard. Man, what an animal. There's an element of truth in that, obviously, but he is clearly superhuman. But I do wonder if he's a little bit out there. I'm sure he's a little bit out there. But it's fascinating. Obviously, his resilience, fortitude, whatever you want to call it, came out of adversity when he was young, living in the South. I think in the town where the KKK were, where the headquarters for the KKK were. So greatness often comes from facing adversity. But should you then seek adversity? That kind of seems counterintuitive, but also seems quite sensible when we've just discussed the fact that contrast is necessary for establishing balance. I don't know. There is no one path. There is no manual for life, and that's the beauty. But we should hopefully realise, after making a few mistakes and hopefully coming out the other side, but if you're on TRT, unfortunately You didn't come out the other side of your own actions. You've needed testosterone. So now that you're on testosterone, now that you've been given a second chance, use this. Understand the importance of contrast in establishing balance, but also understand the importance of lifestyle, nutrition, exercise. Understand that this machine is fucked. And change starts with the individual. You can only affect a change to your immediate surroundings. There's no need to worry about what's going on outside of there. Because if we all did that, we could affect a positive change to the collective. So in these crazy days, karma's coming to bite us on our arse and get rid of some of the population. It's time to wake up. It's time to recognize the importance of community and humanity and look after those less fortunate than ourselves. It's time to look after ourselves as well. Be kind, be gentle, be humble.